to another fun Linux video here with our failing garbage DOCSIS cable. Unbelievable. In the meantime, yeah, probably you all stay at home and self-isolation with analog virus stuff because I can't even live stream with 3 Mbit anymore. 3 Mbit and 18% frame. So probably the stream is total garbage, but what can you do here with shared cable medium? So with our, you see it already here live here only on this channel, our previous video upgraded a SKU that Apple never produced. This is previous video upgraded just some months ago, less than 6 months ago. First time ever upgraded to a 2.5 dual core, which Apple only sold in the water-cooled quad core. Anyway, so the question is, does all our PlayStation PowerPC work? Broke something for good old-fashioned PowerMac? Let's find out. Actually, took quite a while. Also, fun fact, in case, by the way, maybe leave in the comments below how broken the stream is with 11% drop frames. Can't make this shit up at 3 Mbit. Fun fact, this is first time in a long time that I actually wrote this optical media. I also need to press the option button. Did we already boot? Previously, the last years, well, a decade ago, I certainly didn't use macOS and I always burned the optical media on Linux. But now, so we press this too slow because, yeah, boot chooser stuff off there. It's already my installed system. So certainly a decade ago, I always wrote the CDs with T2. Actually, fun fact, usually probably on a SCSI CD writer. Probably from some nice vintage Unix machine like Ultra 5 or Ultra 30 or IBM B50 or something, all the previous videos. And the last years, continuing to maintain T2, for convenience with macOS there, I usually wrote the CDs with actually macOS. And fun fact, with Catalina, the PeakBugs garbage OS that brought us here back to all this Linux goodness, I couldn't burn the CD anymore. So 2020, computer scientist, managing director is too stupid to write a CD with macOS because the usual places, I don't know. Maybe they removed it, maybe it's just some glitch. PeakBugs, you know, hashtag PeakBugs. So let's see also. So yeah, I wrote this here with first Vodem. So the issue is with this optical media, this is super annoying. I wasted here basically 1 hour. Would have gone already live long time ago. Fun fact, the ISO is also already on the T2 server, although I still need to rename them nicely. So yeah, this is binary only captured garbage thing here. So I wrote this here not too long ago with Vodem. And so Vodem Z, but that didn't really work. The issue is, not sure if that is a general thing in general optical media. I usually use rewritables to save the environment and use them 100 times. But usually this blanking is a pain, and then I have the issue sometimes this stuff doesn't work, and I found that especially on the Ultra 5 with this good old-fashioned CD-ROMs from decades ago, and even here on this G5, this is original OEM, super disk, whatever garbage magic term Apple calls this. It didn't work on the first try, and then I wrote it again knowing that the strange thing is also the speed didn't work here. So speed 4, anyways, this Vodem printed out speed 10, so yeah, not sure what's up with that. Then I used the first time ever, so previously, decades ago, I always used Vodem, write optical disk media. The new kit of the block is this Xorizo thing, whatever, SCD record, def something speed. So the speed 8 also didn't really have any effects, whatever. It also printed out, probably maybe I still have it here. It also printed out writing at speed 10, so not really sure what's up with all this command line stuff. I think this media didn't have any limitation. Also, you know, can we focus here again? I think it, amazing stuff. The media doesn't have the media can have some limitations. I think this didn't have one, so not really sure why where was it? Is blank session? Yeah, here. So speed 10x. So yeah, now we to maybe probably switch this to manual focus for the stream then. Why is this anyway a little bit moved? Looks like I moved this camera. Anyway, it doesn't matter. So just that you're aware, this stuff doesn't really work much, or maybe intentionally. I also wish this stuff would just print when it can't do it, like Hello can't do it because whatever. So let's see, this is then here this amazing open firmware boot chooser stuff. By the way, intentionally I could screen capture this, just that it's less convenient for me to see the same signal. Also, I felt it looks a little bit more lively when this stuff here is a little bit more real world stuff. So boot chooser, of course, you have your Mac OS from good old-fashioned time testing and T2 stuff. And this is the media, and I think it should work. I cheated a little bit. I pre-tested this a tiny little because I said it already, the first burn didn't work. So this is the same ISO that we built for the P3 here. So that is coming from this ISO, and spoiler alert, yes, it still works after the first unsuccessful. So yeah, optical media, good old-fashioned times. For those who are new to this, but you have probably, this is all this good old-fashioned documenting this here for eternity. So yeah, in 1990 whatever, until certainly we don't really use it nowadays anymore. And if you watch this in a decade or two, then yeah. The printout here, so of course the same binary, so optimized for, I think, did I optimize it? I think I optimized it for G5. Of course the P3 cell is similar enough, so basically that's the father, right? So I'm your father. The cell Altivec and instruction set, so G5 compatible, at least on the CPU instruction level. So the printout, no surprise, they are exactly the same, including this garbage. So yeah, not only peak bugs at Apple and Windows and stuff, but also in our own stuff. What do I mean? I mean here this stupid printer that probably I should also off here. Of course, this stuff focuses on the aluminium because it's certainly what we want to see. Here's some file exists. So this is here autofocus in 2020. What can you say? Of course, you have autofocus on the solid aluminium plate. Fun fact, drop frames, how do we even 9%? Yeah, anyway. So this stupid messages, these are just a new issue, recurring theme of last month, again, recurring theme. I only optimized this stuff for low memory systems, otherwise the old setup and installer wasn't even bootable on the P3 at all. And yeah, so probably a fun fact, why has it taken quite some hours. I teased I would go online earlier. Spoiler alert, let's turn this. I tested this already on the P3, also not like that, but no. I tested this on the P3, so this works. The problem for me here is, of course, always, although on the P3, of course, I tested it on a pretty modern USB thumb drive. You see here, I have here quite some stuff installed. So I have here at least, maybe I also should change this and include here a list of vendor and model that you better know what SDH and SDB are. For the boot up stuff, I've done this already. And I have here not only Mac OS on, so the issues I will probably not even test install it now because yeah, it doesn't really give me much. It's boots, that's enough. It test installed in the P3 and the rest. You see how much time all this 20th anniversary release building and testing stuff takes. I leave that to the community so you can download it and test and try it at home. By the way, those on there, maybe leave in the comments how broken. Yeah, stream current bitrate of 1 Mbit is too low of here. No surprise there. Thank you, Vodafone stuff, and can't mix the stuff up. Anyway, so yeah, this is the real problem. This was already the problem on the P3. Fun fact on the P3 the other day, maybe yesterday when I pre-tested stuff, not even live on YouTube, I nearly ruined, because I had to move some files. Usually I mkdir some old directory, so that is a beauty in my opinion of Keep It Stupid stuff, because you can use it as a administrative and rescue and data rescue system, because it's not like a classic installer, but it like IRIX sort of kind of boots into a workable system, usable system. And you have here even also this was right actually. You have here even virtual terminals and can do here fun stuff, including data recovery and so on. So I really love our Keep It Stupid stuff. You might not like it, but I like it. Which is even there. So yeah, I don't want to ruin any of those macOS 10.4 and macOS 10.5, and I have here at least 2 Linux installations of T2s of decade old. And these are not that precious, but one is full disk encryption, so one is a new one with even better FS and full disk encryption of yesterday's live stream of testing full disk encryption. So this is my first test installation of Grub2 with full disk encryption. And also, yeah, probably I should migrate the PS3 to full disk encryption, and maybe even improve this in the installer. So and like improve this installer in terms of having a not only create partitions, but improve this Keep It Stupid simple installer stuff here for creating full disk encryption for you playing along at home. Yeah, so only thing is left. So I built all the ISOs, I copied them already, I test booted the Spark one in QEMU. At least the kernel starts to load, or did it fully load? The kernel starts to load at least. The problem is with QEMU, these exceptional targets, they are not the most feature-rich. Fun fact, back in the day I even tested PowerPC on Mac on Linux. Probably many of you don't even know about this. This was a before QEMU or parallel to QEMU a emulation of basically focusing on booting. It's probably more. Maybe the package is more. Yeah, Mac on Linux. Pity that this is not maintained anymore, because it was super snappy, relatively snappy for running macOS in Linux, similar to what people. So basically, probably wasn't. Yeah, because PowerPC is much more virtualization friendly, and so on. So we have still one thing to do, and that is actually we can also probably have this to do here somewhere. Welcome everyone, by the way. I hope the audio is not broken and the video is not too shitty. That's when we all sit at home and self-isolate with working open source stuff. So the biggest things are PS3. Yeah, so the biggest thing, so the PowerPC dialog titles are indeed messed up. Cross-compiling or big endian or it's strange thing. Probably I need to check with Spark. By the way, where do you find the ISOs? The ISOs you find here at DL binary 2020 and those. However, these are not the file names. I just arsing them over. And fun fact, I had to shut down the VM and resize, because yeah, you arsync all the stuff and then, oh, by the way, out of disk space. So yeah, fun fact, one virtual machine restart and virtual disk image resize later. The fun things you do in between. So this boots on the PowerMac. You can probably use it on the PowerMac, not fully tested. I test installed it on the PS3, but there's one thing missing. So if for you playing along at home, if you're not a master Jedi of the stuff, then probably wait another day, because I still have to add some kboot configuration. Right, for PowerPC, as usual, a little bit of knowledge and manual assembly required. Spark is not there. You see how long does this stuff take? Theoretically, I could now burn also the Spark ISO, which, fun fact, we could actually do. Now that we have here, did I reboot already, or what do we? I did not reboot. So yeah, as usual, there's always so much you can improve, including even for me to better see here what are those, like is SSD first or otherwise YOLO, whatever. So of course the PowerMac doesn't have an eject button, so you need to use soft eject. I hope it's yeah, UDEF rules, probably we also should have, always the small things, we probably theoretically should have a UDEF rule to create a def CD-ROM symlink for the first CD ever created. Eject def CD-ROM. This is also why, also not CD-ROM but HDA. So much, yeah. This is also why our image has all the small things like eject, otherwise you can't get this out of there. So let's put this in here. So very theoretically, yeah, so we have two things to do. The first thing is kboot conf creation, because there's always something. So yeah, this is on my main desk here behind my Mac. It can be also. So basically, as it works, I don't really want to reinstall it now because full disk encryption and whatnot, it boots, probably good to go. We also have the G4 cube to test. So yeah, there you see 5 fix. Yeah, as many builds you have, as much you should test. Can we, by the way, let's test shutdown. But the good thing is now we have a lot of things fixed, and because over the last decade a lot of things got broken with all the upstream regressions, and yeah, with all the upstream regressions, and this is why it took so long, like basically 1 year of 20% time of every other day and weekend at night fixing some stuff, including memory optimizing the installer and debugging all the stuff, or even rediffing and rebasing PS3 other OS stuff. So yeah, I inserted that there, so then we can live right here. This was XOR ISO of Spark 64, so we can put the G5 in storage and test the Spark 64. I tested it in QEMU. The problem is I don't have frame buffer, so maybe we could switch this to serial something, but it is always good to also actually test it on real hardware. Actually, now I didn't blank it. Let's see, does it blank? Job could not be performed properly because blanking, obviously, where do we even have this here, like probably resize or something. So blanking is probably blank equals fast. Let's see if that is doing something. As I said, I never used this XOR ISO stuff before. Let's see. Yeah, welcome everyone. Tested x86, but it throws kernel panic. So which did you and then x86 install? So did you like test today, like this one is uploaded as today, because this ISO is only there like 1 hour. Basically this time minus R plus R. Why does it not, as CD record job could not be performed? This is funny. Let's blank with Vodem. With Vodem, the blanking at least works. Yes, fast. Let's blank this fast and then write it with. Certainly you can make this work, but also, yeah, command line tools is a little bit the grief of why does stuff always have to be. Certainly there are super good reasons why this has to become so complicated and not just work TM, but whatever. Anonymous make note of eject no longer using screwdriver. Oh, seriously? Are you freaking kidding me? The other trick on which I couldn't do here on this G5 today, because I only have the keyboard. Actually, I'm not sure if das. Actually, we could theoretically maybe. So the other thing of Apple stuff, the Apple stuff ejects with a mouse, the mouse button, right? So if you have a mouse, but today I don't have a mouse here. The other official, like user-friendly eject thing is pressing the mouse button while booting. So let's write this disk at one Spark CD. I'm actually not sure. We could check. Not sure if some machines worked with the E key. So if you hold the E key here, but maybe I mix this. Not really 100% sure. Let's see what happens. But yeah, even so, basically the P3 is more user-friendly with this nice eject button. This is the stupidity of Apple of that the user. I mean, seriously, and but there is even the Sony P3 has more style of this nice capacitive touch sensor there. Oh, okay. So this E did not work. We got their editing there, so yeah, thanks for that, Apple. But at least the mouse button for those who didn't know that. But yeah, certainly the look, in my opinion, of the P3 much cooler, much more sophisticated, professional. This nice piano black. Although the super slim and super slim not as nice. But yeah, certainly touch buttons. Of course, the tube, our G4 Cube previous video, G4 Cube has a cool capacitive touch button, but only for the power button, and not the not an eject thing, which is super annoying on the Cube, because on the Cube, fun fact, I still need to disassemble the Cube because this rubber ring, the rubber belt has worn out over age, and it's barely ejecting. So you have seen me previous video if you're a recurring subscriber. Otherwise, certainly you want to subscribe. Otherwise, previous Cube videos there, a couple of G4 Cube videos. Also, yeah, I need to get this out and write this ISO there for you to play along at home with PowerMacs. So yeah, I need to fully disassemble the slim CD-ROM drive in there, and there I read one trick to cook in boiling water this belt that should re-virtualize it. Although I'm not sure if this even works. I've not tested this yet. Maybe I try it because cheapskate. Otherwise, because the problem is you need to order a matching rubber ring belt there, and yeah, certainly either you have stock already. Maybe if you are a professional repair like Louis Rossmann supply stuff. Although certainly he doesn't deal with garbage as CD-ROMs, optical disk garbage stuff, like writing speed here. But otherwise, yeah, maybe if you do this recurrently, you have stock of this. I don't, and then yeah, you just need to order this. So you could try to boil this in hot water and see if this works. Not sure if this lasts forever or maybe a year. Not sure if it even works. Leave me in the comments below if you have tips. Otherwise, yeah, certainly for having this Cube working a decade or two, then you need to order a new spare part. Yeah, but Danny, did you download that ISO, or do you speak about that previous of, I had here this glibc, right, minimal something, but not sure. Otherwise, for me, they work. I think, by the way, fun fact, we could, while we wait for that stuff, do I feel okay, I have actually quite some URXVTs, like what is this even? Okay, this is my OBS RXVT, or actually wait a second, maybe this one. Are we still online? No. Garbage bitrate off, not cool. QMR, I think I tested this, or maybe not actually, maybe I only tested Spark. So let's test this first. It should be that one. Certainly, but usually I only rebuild this. I hope there. Okay, so much to that. CD-ROM, why does this not work? Let's test, not really sure if KVM works with. So much to it should work and it doesn't. This is why I always test and more test. I probably should invest some time and actually script some stuff, like have some ISO verification tool of myself, like some clean room testing of not having. Okay, so this comes up. Why does this come up? And the x86 is a 64-bit one. So yeah, you can never test enough. Even if the PowerPC thing works, doesn't mean that all the rest works. Oh no, it works, whatever. So maybe some UDEF timing issue because UDEF. So okay, so this also apparently works. Yeah, at least test booting. We test installed this yesterday or day before yesterday. So yeah, we are finally getting there with all the release stuff. They're just documenting how much work all of this stuff is. All the small things always, and yeah, certainly it shouldn't only work on the P3 but all the other stuff. Hope audio is fine. Welcome everyone. Saturday equals use, just using Blackbox here because all the fancy stuff is only getting in my way, and Blackbox works beautifully on SG Octane. If you're new to this channel, you probably want to subscribe or also watch the archive of SG Octane, Sun Ultra, Spark, PS3, and Apple G4, G5 stuff. Here our own Linux here, decade old, one of the very few original ROG Linux heritage of T2 Linux. So yeah, that is basic testing. That's it for this video. We can take the G5 over and give this a quick. So yeah, there's the CD-ROM. Let's eject it. So yeah, thanks for watching. I hope you learned something. We can do one more stream. It's probably better to separate them. Then the Spark people can tune into the other stream. And we also have one more video and one more view, because that is what all the clickbait here is all about. Also close this. So yeah, let's get the Spark out and test this. Fun fact, probably also again not really sure. The problem is also probably for me it doesn't really have much value to test install all of those you see are constantly test installing. Probably I leave it to the community then to report if something did not work, and because yeah, for me it's only a waste of time, because I usually have the working system. For example, on the Ultra 5, although I didn't use it too often. We also have the Ultra 30, all the previous videos. On the Ultra 30, probably super old Linux installation on there. So maybe I actually test install it on the Ultra 30 then. But yeah, that's it for this video. Maybe we go online in a minute. Yeah, so 7% drop frames, even although I only configured, just documenting here the state of the internet in self-isolation and lockdown times of analog viruses. So yeah, not making this up. 3,500 drop frames, 7% with totally garbage settings of 3.2 Mbit. Not even joking, probably for the next stream we can already try to go down even more, because yeah, this is pure bullshit here. Anyway, yeah. Don't forget to share, like and subscribe. I hope you learned something. Stay healthy, and I hope to see you soon for maybe a Spark stream in a minute.